Okay, for the purposes of recording, good evening, hope you're well. I've just let the live team know I'm not feeling amazing today, so apologies if there's a couple of bits that I can't do in the tummy region. I will keep it nice and slow for everyone because everyone's not feeling brilliant either, so we'll just do lots of really, really good stretches in particular as well, but I won't go too harsh on the tummy because I'm not going to be able to do that today. So let me just pin myself and hopefully we'll get going. I'll just move this out of the way a bit. All right, so I think the majority of you are actually sat down, so let's stay sat down, and I'll move the camera around if for whatever reason you can't see me. So if you want to just get yourself into a comfortable position, whatever's more comfortable for you. So if that's cross-legged or bring your legs out or right out or to the side, whatever you want to do. I want to just start with a very, very simple breathing exercise, actually, just to calm the mind a little bit, because we're trucking towards the end of probably a very, very busy week for everyone, because we're getting to near Christmas and everyone's demands go up a little bit. So let's just get into the room a little bit more, a bit into the moment, and make sure we're feeling calm before we start. Hands wherever you want them to be, so on the floor, on your knees, on to your lap, no problem. So what I would like you to do is close your eyes, and then I want you to start with a very simple breath. So it's breathing in through your nose, holding it, and then breathing out. So if you kind of think either a square or a triangle, if you're sort of thinking breathe in, hold, breathe out, breathe in, hold. You can either just work around that square or a triangle. I find that visualization quite helpful. So we're trying to get to about 4 seconds of each, but if you can't, just less than that's absolutely fine. So closing our eyes, deep breath in, hold, and deep breath out. Just a few more in your own time. Okay, wherever you are, just doing one more. Okay, wonderful. Just nice and gently open your eyes once you've finished. That's it. Okay, so just thinking about your head for now and your neck. I want to just do a little bit of movement, and we're just going to work a little bit way down the body. So first of all, just head to the side and to the side, really, really gently. Okay, we'll go a little bit stronger in a minute, but just up and over and up and over. So it's a little bit more gentle than when you're actually holding on to your head and your neck, and your shoulder. Up and over, pendulum, swing it over. Okay, and bring it up to center. Now, I will never ask you to push your neck backwards, so I don't want you to do that. What I'd like you to do is look down and then look up to the ceiling. Okay, so your eyes are coming up. Look down, head down, and look up to the ceiling. Let's do that a few more times. Down, looking up, and one more. And up, lovely. Okay, now we're going to go round in a circle, but again, you're not going backwards. You're almost doing that, not that, if that makes sense. So coming down, sweeping around, and then head over the top. Coming down, sweeping around. It's just a combination of the moves we've just done, actually. Down and round, and over the top. Round, and over the top. Come back to center. And then we're going to go the other way. So across, round, and over the top. Down and round. You might feel a little bit weirdly clicky, poppy, and particularly in the ears, it might be a bit pop. Tiny little popping noise in the ears, just because we're stretching the muscles just behind it. And back up. Apologies for a second. Harry, that's far too loud. Turn it right down, please. Right down, not just a bit down. Thank you. Sorry. God, dreadful noise. Okay, so now sort of the muscles here should be feeling okay. We're just going to exaggerate that a little bit more. So I want you to start with your big shoulder roll. So really deliberate shoulder roll. Okay, not just little token effort. Up and round, up and round. And the other way. Okay, and bringing it down. And now one up and back, and just really sink those shoulders, and then just drop your head down. So it's the same move, but your shoulders should feel lower. Now you may even feel this coming down your back, slightly if you've got particularly tight muscles. Polly, you may feel this stronger than normal because of what you've just had done. So it should be nice but strong. Hold it here. Lifting your head up and then relax. Up. Right, let's do that again. So up and round and down. Really push them down, drop your head. Deep breath and really relax it out. Holding it there. Okay, bringing your head up and relax. Okay, so a little exercise I literally love to do, and it's particularly fun in the middle of an office, is it's quite a strong breathing exercise, this one. So you're going to come up and breathe it out. And we've done this in the gym a number of times. But if you haven't done this, so what I'm going to do is ask you to breathe in and scrunch your shoulders. And then breathe out and let them go. Okay, so let's do that 3 times. Breathe in, breathe out, drop, really sink. Breathe in, breathe out, and one more. Breathe in, breathe out. Excellent. Right, so everything should feel a little bit more loose now. Let's exaggerate that further. So one hand to the side, one hand up. I want you to put that hand on your head, and you're going to lean over. So doing that makes a bit of a difference. If you do that, it gets a little bit more right at the bottom of your shoulder bone, actually into your lap. Big stretch up, nice and tall, and then bring it back. Okay, let's come up and over. So onto your head, lean, and just do a nice deep breath, and relax. Okay, let's do that one more time. So up and over, hand on your head, elbow nice and high to the sky, and then deep breath in, and release, and again, up and over, deep breath in, and release. Okay, bringing it up. Wonderful. Hands together, and let's just give those wrists a roll, and the other way. Good, and just give that a shake. Okay, right, with the back of your legs, so they're likely to feel quite tight if you've been sat down all day. So one, if you're not in this position, do come into this position now. One knee staying where it is, and the other one, I want you to bring your leg right out. So you're quite close, and that leg's nice and straight. If it won't go straight, as in it literally will not go straight, then obviously as straight as you can get it. If you can go straight, then just bring it right to the floor. We're going to flex your foot at the end, and I want you to hold on to your foot if you can, if not, just by your ankle. And then you're going to use the other hand to push that knee down. Now, it might already be on the floor. In that case, just rest it. But if it's not, you can just push that away a bit. So first thing we're going to do is just bring yourself down a little bit. Now, I wouldn't say it's quite there. It's a bit more there or not there either. So towards it without your chest going to your knee. Just put some pressure on that other leg. That's it. You should feeling this down the back of your leg, but also there's something in your back here that's you should feel it there. Hold it there. Good. And then bring it up, and then I want you to turn towards the leg that's bent. And you're going to lean that down. Now you can lean all the way down, but I don't want your bum to come up. So lean it down as far as you can without that lifting. And again, you should feel it all the way down here, but round a bit more. If you can flex that foot as well, that will make it stronger. Holding it there, and then coil it up and just relax that foot. So let's beautifully elegant swap sides, hands back, and then just swap sides. Just be aware that one side is more likely to be stiffer than the other. So just go with the flow today. So we're going to flex your foot, hand on knee, other hand on toe if you can reach. And you're just going to put some pressure down and then lean down. Again, likely to be quite tight, this. So don't worry if you can't go too far. Just do what you can do. Now, also, this quad here is likely to have gone like this. So you need to just relax it. Try really hard to relax it. Okay, just releasing your hands and bringing yourself up. Then we're going to turn opposite, and then we're going to bring ourselves down, down and down and down, and just making sure you're not lifting, so you're still down. And then flex that foot if that's comfortable to do so. Holding it there, really get that stretch. Okay, curl it back up. Lovely. Okay, just bring that leg back in. So we're going to do a little bit of a forward bend movement now, but what I'd like you to do is ensure that your lead leg is at the front. So that's my lead leg, my right. That one's at the front first. And then we're going to walk it down. And again, if you're up here and you're like, that's as far as I can walk it, totally fine. If you're able to come lower, and just walk yourself down lower, drop your head, and breathe. Yeah, nice and slowly walk your way out of that, wherever you are, nice and slowly. Fantastic. Okay, so let's, that was pretty good on the hips, but we're gonna get hips and inner thighs now. Again, inner thighs, like really, really difficult to stretch out unless you do something very specific, because they don't really get any kind of stretch when you're walking or sitting or anything like that. So we're gonna straddle the legs, and to just eke out a tiny, tiny millimeter more, bring your hands on the inside and then just push very slightly, and that will just inch them out another millimeter or so. So if you're feeling that that's quite comfortable enough, but you're slightly leaning backwards, I want you to get your bum cheeks out of the way, which takes me a minute. Oh God. And you should feel, if you have a little teeny bum, then you won't need to do that. But so you're nice and close onto your sit bones. It should feel flat onto the floor. And then what that will do is very slightly make you lean forwards. So that's where I want you to be, back straight, but leaning a little bit further forwards. And then we're going to do exactly the same thing. So eventually you will need to curve your back and bring it down, and just try and come out as far as you can, out as far as you can. And then drop your head down. Now what you should feel, and I don't want sharp pain, is stretch all the way down here. Now, it might be relatively uncomfortable, but as long as it's not painful or sharp. If you're feeling it acutely in the back of your legs, too acutely, just bend your legs. Okay, bend your legs. That will take it out of your legs, the back of your knees. Just a couple of nice deep breaths here, wherever you are. Okay, that's it. Just roll it up from there. Okay, now when we do this exercise with the straight back, you'll get nowhere near as far, but it will still be really strong. So straight back, just work your way down and just try and keep that back straight. hold it there. Try not to drop your head on this one, or your back will curve. So you're just looking forwards, basically. Okay, and then we're just going to slowly bring your way out of that. That should be quite a strong stretch, but quite nice. Right, now I just want you to lift and do that. And then that pushes your bum back in, so you should be on the squidgy bit now. We're going to stay like this, and I want to do a little core exercise, which is not the easiest, but it should wake up your core. What I'm going to do is actually just spin to the side, so you won't be able to see that my legs are still straddled, but that's what I'd like you to say. If you need to move because you haven't got enough room behind you, we need a little bit of room behind us now. So if you want to rejig yourself if you need to. So legs are nice and out where they were. And then we're going to leave our hands in front of us, and then we're going to curl and roll. Now, ideally, your legs don't come in, they stay out. There's always going to be a bit of movement. Oh, that's not easy. Bringing it down. That's it. And then you're a little star. You are all little stars anyway, to be fair, but you're in a star position now. So stay in that star position and just take a nice deep breath in and really, really stretch out. Okay, so your fingertips, your toes stretch. That's it. Might be creating an arch in your back. Bring it back down. So you're going to bring your hands back to center, and then we're going to roll and curl it back up. So hands, head, lift, and all the way back up. Now you'll notice, yes, your core's mainly you've got to do the work, but your hip flexors have a little bit there as well. So we're back up to center. Just rejig yourself if you need to. And then we're going to do that again. So roll it down. And again, apologies. Tommy's not going to take too kindly to this too slowly. All the way down. Up and back. And then you're into a little star position. You should feel very comfortable. Deep breath in. Back will arch. Lose the arch. Breath out, up. Hands to the center. Lift your head and curl it up. Feel those hip flexors just pinching in there. Okay, just a little lean forwards now. And let's go one more. So leaning back. That's it, keep it going. Rolling it down, arms back and out. Nice big star stretch. Bring it back in. And lift and squeeze. Bring it forwards and touch. Excellent. Wonderful. Right, nice and gently, just bring those knees and feet together. And then when you're there, just give yourself a little jig. Wonderful. Right, whilst we're here, let's just take a leg. And we're going to hold on and just bring that knee nice and close to you. Now, hopefully you can see because I'm wearing a lot of black and can't really see what I'm doing. So lean back, little tiny lean, keep hold of that knee. Okay, bringing it forward and drop. And then we're going to swap. So other leg out, knee nice and close. And then we're leaning back. Hold it there, tummy just mildly engages. And then bring it back. And bring it back again. Let's swap again. Okay, bringing it in. Right, now we're going to lean back. And completely ideally, I want you to take the other leg and lift it off the floor. Holding it there. Don't worry about how high you can get it. Just try and get it off the floor. 3, 2, and 1. Bringing it back down. And back up. Quad. Those big muscles at the front there should have kicked in there. So bringing it up, bring it back. Really try and just focus on your balance. This is not easy. Once you've got that balance, you're going to bring this up and lift and straighten if you can. If you can't, just keep it then. That quad has to do quite a lot of work to keep that straight. 3, 2, 1, and bring it back down and bring it back up. Okay, if you want to practice that again, because you're getting there with it, then fantastic. If you're like, no, we're all good, I've managed that, then we're going to go for both. So bring both knees in towards you and then lift off the floor. You're going to balance. Then I'd like you to let go, and they don't need to be straight in any way, and hold it. Okay, that's it, hold it there. Back nice and straight, shoulders nice and relaxed. Take hold of your knees again, and then pull in. Try and keeping your feet off the floor the whole time. If you're struggling, just keep your toes on the floor. And then bringing it back out. Hip flexors right here, core right here, holding that. And then last one back in. Try and stay off the floor the whole time. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. And balance. Excellent. 3, 2, 1. And just bring your feet down and bring it back up. Very nice. Okay, so creating that space behind you again, even if you just have to move a little bit, and we're going to come and roll back. Roll it down, roll it down, roll it down, nice and gently to the floor. Lovely, arms up and back. Deep breath. Bring it in and arms down. Wonderful. Okay, let's see what those glutes are doing today. So bringing your feet in, we're going to put our hands onto our hips, and I just want you to do some rolls first. So again, the marble analogy, I've got the marble on your belly button, and you're going to roll that marble towards you and then roll the marble away. When you're moving this away, I really want, it's quite exaggerated, so there will be an arch here, and you just feel like your pelvis is right down, pointing right downwards. Hips are up, big arch in the back there, which is actually easier if you're lordotic. One thing that's actually easier. And then push it the other way and just feel like you're just about to lift off, but don't. And then pull it all the way through, right the other way, and then bring it all the way in and just squeeze. Excellent. Right, just bring yourself back to center where you view is center. Just give your toes a wriggle and just make sure they're staying flat on the floor. And then we're going to move that marble the other way. So it's coming across from one hip bone to the other, which basically means you just have to squeeze your glutes. But I don't want too much else to move. Okay, so your back will have a little tiny twist in it, but your shoulders aren't going anywhere. Tiny move, so marble is rolling from one side of your body to the other, left to right, right to left. Squeeze. It should feel very, very comfortable. There shouldn't really be any pain. It's just literally warming up your muscles. And finish the one you're doing and bring yourself back to where you view is neutral. So tucking that pelvis under quite deliberately, we're going to curl and just lift. Okay, just lift off the floor. So I want you to check that you can actually get your hand underneath, only just. And we're going to stay here for a second now, moving those knees out. It's all quite slow and all quite deliberate. Moving the whole lot out, keep your feet on the floor. Okay, so we're in the sort of just lifted position. I want you to lift up a little higher and sink back down to where you were. Your knees are out, lift up and sink back down. And where you should feel that is all the way around these glutes, the whole section, not just right at the back. And squeeze and release. Squeeze. And let's go one more. Just squeeze it out, squeeze there. Bringing those knees back in, nice and gently. And then rolling the whole lot down to the floor. And release your pelvis. Excellent. Right, just reset yourself and give yourself a little jig if you need to. Now, your glutes shouldn't be really aching yet, but they should be feeling like, oh God, okay, it's something to do now. So now we're going to exaggerate that a little bit further, and I want you to put one foot on to the other knee. So you're creating a little triangle, basically. Now we're going to do exactly the same thing. Now the trick for this one, first of all, is balancing, is keeping both hips up. Okay, so one, I'll exaggerate this, but one slightly to dip. So I need you balanced. So if I put a ruler across, that would be balanced, not tipping and back down. That's it. Glutes have got to work a little bit harder. If you've got your right leg up, it's on the left side. They're working a bit harder. Curl, lift it up. Don't have to go completely mad with the level. I just want them squeezed. And one more. Lift, squeeze. This is quite significantly harder. If you do happen to have some weights with you and you decide you want to make this harder, this is a good point to put the weights in. Okay, release and put your foot down. And then we're going to go the other side. Oh, Teddy's joining us. It's a 6 kilo weight right there. Hello. And tilt and lift up. Remember, I want you to focus on your glutes, know what they're doing, but I want you to focus on those hips, so not starting to drop. It's actually quite difficult to ensure they don't drop. If they do drop, they're not really doing as much work. And invariably, you will find one side a lot easier. My right is a lot easier than my left because it's stronger. Try to keep yourself even. Lift, squeeze, and roll it back down. Okay, let's do one more. Lift, squeeze, and roll it back down. Release, and bring your foot down. Lovely. Just give yourself a little wriggle. I'm actually going to struggle because the dog's in the way, but give yourself a little wriggle. Okay. Hip width apart with your feet again, and then tilt that pelvis underneath. And I want you to find your pelvic. With one hand, I want you to find your pelvic, your lower ab muscles. They're right down here. So if you can find your hip bone, just come in slightly, those muscles there. Now, if you squeeze them and give them a little squidge without engaging them, they should feel not that hard at all. They should be absolutely soft and fine. But if you just breathe in and engage them, breathe out and just give them an engage, they should have hardened and just gone, oh, yeah, okay, my turn. So we're going to keep there. You can certainly breathe. And then I want you to lift one leg and lift the other, put the other one down and put it down. So we're going to go fairly quickly. Lift, lift. Keep the whole thing steady. Down and down. Lift, lift. If you're watching this at the moment, my dog is going completely mental in the background. Crazy little puppy. Lift, down and down. Likes to get in on the act. Lift, lift, down and down. Let's go one more. This should still be engaged, but you should be able to breathe. Lift, lift, down and down. Breathe and relax. Good. Right, that should have warmed it up. Now we're going to go, whichever one you lifted, down, down, we're going to lift the other side first. Okay, just note the tiny difference. So again, hands onto the correct muscles. Deep breath in, tilt that pelvis. Lift, 1, 2, tap down, tap down. What are you doing? Oh my God, crazy puppy. Lift, lift, down and down. And lift up, lift up. So you're coming to a very gentle tabletop position. Keep these engaged. Keep them engaged. Down and down. Remember to breathe. Please don't hold your breath. It's a very long time we're doing this. Up, down, and relax. Good. Right, now you should feel your glutes have just kicked in. Your lower abs have just kicked in. Let's kick in the upper abs. So hand behind your head. Okay, so again, just wriggle and just make sure you're really comfortable and flat. Elbows should be flat onto the floor. Shoulders should feel fairly flat onto the floor. So I'd like you to lift your head and just feel the weight of your head. Lift your shoulders. And now lift your shoulders off if you can. Okay, so it's a bit of a 3-stage thing, this. If you opened your eyes, you should be looking forwards at your knees. Down, down, and down. So we'll do this in sort of a 3 pulse. So lift your head, 1. Lift your shoulder, 2. Lift it off, 3. 1, 2, and 3 back down. Lovely. 1, 2, and squeeze. This is still a crunch, so you should still be down on the floor. 3, 2, reverse 1. Lovely. And again, 1, 2, squeeze 3, and 3, 2, 1, release. Let's go 3 more. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, and 1. 1, 2, and 3. Squeeze up. 3, 2, 1. Last one. Breathe. 1, 2, 3. Hold it here for 3, 2, 1, and release. 2, 1. Well done. Very good. Right. So that should have warmed up the top sets as well. Okay, so let's go again. We'll just go a little tiny bit tougher on all of those muscles. So bringing your feet in, let's start with those glutes. So we're going to roll up. And remember, you can add the weight in whenever you want to. So a little bit higher now, so we're not so low, nice and high. And you should be fairly high onto your shoulders and just squeeze your glutes. Hold it there. Okay, so we're bringing our knees out and just bringing those glute medius muscles, actually, they're called. Hold it there. Okay, so you can do a little bit of pulsing now, not the easiest. Also, if you have got a band, you could absolutely add a band in. So we're going to squeeze out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it out. Just ensure that your toes, including your big toes, still on the floor. Let's squeeze out again. And 10, 9, all in your glutes. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it there. Should be mildly burning now, particularly if you've got that band on. Squeeze up and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it there, hold it there, hold it there. Roll it down, knees still out. Oh, ho, ho. And relax and bring your knees in. Wonderful. Right. Whole glute should have very much engaged now. So just to get rid of that, I just want you to put one leg over the other and then bring your knee in. And then just give them a hold, and a little tiny rock is helpful as well. Oh, bring it nice and close. Oh, best stretch that one. Bring it down. Mind you, I think all those stretches are best. Okay, crossing your legs the other way. Engage your core, bring your knees in. Nice and close, and then little tiny rocks over here. And sit nice and close, and then drop that down. Wonderful. Okay, so glutes, warm. Lower abs, okay, they would have engaged still, but I'm going to engage them further. So what I'd like you to do is put your hands just underneath your bum, okay, nice and gently. What that does, and just bring your knees in, is create a little platform, okay? So what you're doing is pushing your back to the floor and holding your glutes fairly still by using your hands. So you should be quite comfortable, shoulders flat on the floor. Bring your knees in close. I want you to flex your feet. So we are going to do, so I like to call this shut the door. So 1, and then swap and alternate 2. So technically, if you're au fait with a bicycle crunch, this is a very similar lower movement to a bicycle crunch. Push over and push, and alternate, and just go nice and low with that leg. It's just floated off the floor though, so try and keep it floated off the floor, and then bring that knee nice and close to the other side. Ideally keep your feet flexed, but they're not that necessary. Just extends the stretch very slightly. Okay, and finishing the one you're doing and bringing the knee back in to meet the other one. Okay, so now we're going to go a little bit stronger. We're going to go for both. So bringing it out, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Okay, if you're doing this and your back is really arching and you can't keep it on the floor at all, don't go out so far, okay? So just to here and back in, because this is not designed for your back, this is designed for your lower abs. I don't want your back taking the work. Just make sure that you are propped correctly. So readjust yourself if you need to. 1, 2, 3. Legs nice and straight, they're floated off the floor. 3, 2, 1. Now the reason I'm counting is because it's all right on the way out. It's on the way back. Everyone tends to go a little bit faster. Just try to keep it the same pace. Let's go 2 more. 1, 2, 3. Out, floated off the floor. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. And 1 more. 2, 3, and 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Just remove your hands. Just give them a little dig if need be. And then just rock. Little tiny, tiny rocks from one side to the other. Lovely. Okay, so lower abs should have been like, oh, okay. My turn. Okay, upper abs. We're going to add the obliques in as well now. So best thing is a crunch. So we're going to do a little crunch variation. Our hands, they can be wherever they want to around your head, but I prefer them behind because it just protects your neck a little bit. So bringing my head off, bringing it up, touch the opposite side, swap, touch on the opposite side, keep touching opposite side, watch your neck. If your neck isn't happy, hold it for a little bit longer before you move. Make sure you've got it before you move. If your neck is quite comfortable, then you can swap, alternate at the same time. Keep those shoulders up. Really try and push it over so you can really get your obliques engaged. So if you just point your hand, it won't really do anything. You do need to do a little tiny, tiny, tiny twist as well. Hopefully everyone's getting that okay. Keep it there, across, and across. And let's go 1 more each side. 1, and 1 more the other side. Hold it there. Bring your hand back and roll yourself down. Woo! Very good. Okay, knees and feet together. Should have very much engaged everything now. Hands out to the side and just flop. Just a little quick time check. Good. Okay. Out to the side and just relax. Bring yourself up and over to the other side, nice and gently. Relax. Good. Okay, bringing yourself up to center. We're just going to keep your hands out to the side. I want you to do little tiny pendulum swings. So your pelvic bone should be right at the base of your back. Should be getting a little rock out now. Should feel quite nice. Up and over and up and over. Okay. Bringing it back to center, bring those knees in, so just engage the core very slightly, and you can do exactly the same thing here. So up and over. It doesn't need to go to the floor. It's actually quite a small move. Just keeping your hands out, balancing yourself. Again, this should be possibly a little clicky and a little cracky, but it shouldn't be painful. I'm glad you're not here because my back's making a really horrific noise. It's not hurting though. Okay, and bringing it back to center. Now your hands to your knees. Bring your head right up, a little tiny move. And that should get mid-back. Okay, bringing yourself back to center. We're going to use your legs and just roll yourself up. Give yourself a second because we have been down on the floor. Come onto all fours, and then we're going to flip down. So bring yourself down and roll yourself down. Lovely. So you're onto your front, our hands cushioning our chin, And then I want you to just give yourself a little rock. So this should just relax your back out. Oh, nice deep breath. Okay. So let's do a little tiny bit of engagement for your back muscles, because back muscles have not been doing too much recently, especially as the gyms only recently opened. You can't do loads of work on your back without loads of weight. So let's see if we can engage them a little bit. So we're coming into a little mini half cobra here. If that is really pinching, just come lower. But if you can, forearms are on the floor, hands are flat, looking up, and we're going to sink those shoulders back, okay? And just, you should feel a really nice stretch in the abs that you've just worked. It should feel really nice, but I don't want to pinch, no pinch in your back, okay? That's it, nice deep breath. Okay, we're going to nice and gently roll it down. And now I want you to put your hands by your side. So as if we're going to go and do a press up, but you're not yet. And I want you to lift your head and engage your back muscles and squeeze your shoulder blades. And what you should feel is pretty much the whole way down your back, but particularly your mid back, is that you just have to do something. It shouldn't be painful, that you engage and roll it down. Breathe in, breathe out, lift, and squeeze and engage. And roll it down. Now, just be aware of what your glutes are doing. Are they assisting you? Or are they still relatively soft? Squeeze. Right, now I want you to engage those glutes. Notice the difference. Whole lot should just go whoop, up a bit more. And let's roll it down. Lift up and squeeze. Feel those back muscles, feel those glute muscles. No pinch, no pain. And roll it down. Release. Let's go one more. Up. Squeeze your glutes. Lift. And release. Very good. Right, now we're going to use that press up. So hands just engage on the floor a little bit more. Not the easiest, this one. Breathe in, and on the out breath, I want you to lift up onto all fours. Breathe in, breathe out, engage. Wonderful. Okay, as we're on all fours, let's do a really lovely cat and cow stretch. It usually solves most things. Arms, hands underneath your shoulders, and then we're going to roll and curl all the way up. Apologies, I'm not going to be able to do this quite so strongly today. Bringing it through, release, and lift. Really sink down. Apologies, you can't see too well with the jumper I'm wearing today. And through and lift your head, sink your belly button. And one more, all the way up. Lift. And through and sink it down. Okay, coming to center, tucking your toes under, and then we're going to go into roll up and go into a downward dog position. So up we come and lift. Pushing those heels back. Okay, bring up onto your toes and then bring yourself down, but I don't want you to actually touch the floor. So holding it there, just before you touch the floor, so your knees are bent, coming all the way back up and push down. Up onto your toes, coming forward, shoulders having to do some work here. Hold it, core. And up and push back. And let's go one more, bring it up Bring it down, hold it. Use your core, bringing it up and back. Okay, and let's walk those hands back. Apologies, I'm just going to walk slightly forward, so I'm still in the center of the camera. Okay, drop it right down. Feel that stretch right down the back of your legs, all the way through to your spine. Drop that head, long arms. Hold it here, just enjoy the stretch. Okay, nice and gently roll and curl, roll and curl, roll and curl. Head last. Sorry, I'm just out of camera shot there. And then I want you to roll your shoulders, arms up. Deep breath in and release down. Wonderful. Okay, I'm just going to change the camera angle very slightly. Okay, finishing this evening, as we always finish, keep your balance. Still your mind and ground your feet all the way up. Nice and tall. Stretching up. Sit and back down. Closing your eyes if you're feeling brave. I'm definitely not feeling brave today. All the way up. Definitely would fall over. And lift. And bringing it down. And one more nice big scoop. Just really paying attention to your posture. All the way up. Just squeeze those glutes very slightly. Lift. And relax down. Wonderful. Thank you very much for joining me this evening, everyone. Just give me 1 second. I'll just take this off the cord.